Dear brothers and sisters, greetings to you all. For the 19th Sunday in Ordinary Time, we focus on unfailing treasures. We reflect upon this theme based on 3 points. First, the Book of Wisdom focuses on the glorious call of God, which makes us sharers of God's blessings as one family. Second, the letter to the Hebrews emphasizes that only faith guarantees blessings. It's a journey from wilderness to the promised land. Third, the Gospel of Luke demonstrates that a readiness to open our hearts to God and others transforms us into faithful stewards. The first point of our reflection is about the glorious call of God. The Book of Wisdom presents to us a recollection of the saving narrative of Israel during their time in Egypt. It speaks of the divine pact, a bonding between God and His people, Israel. Being united to God means that we continue to offer praise and worship and share the blessings and sacrifices as one family. We say yes to God and say no to evil forces. The glorious call of God reminds us of our humble beginning as well as our glorious ending. It's a call that transforms our life, makes us virtuous and saints of God. The second point of our reflection focuses on faith. The letter to the Hebrews tells us that only faith guarantees blessings. The imagery provided indicates a journey from wilderness to the promised land, or from being nomads to a homeland. The patriarchs of faith from the book of Genesis testify to a reality even before they witnessed it. Faith enabled them to trust God and walk courageously as virtuous and saints. They were saved from death-like situations to experience fruitfulness. The exemplary life of the patriarchs shows that they died in faith and rose in faith. The third point of our reflection is readiness to serve. Luke presents that the readiness to open the door of our hearts to God and others transforms us into faithful stewards. Readiness to serve frees us from undue attachment to our possessions. It frees us from the prison of earthly desires. As a result, we open the door of our hearts to God and others, particularly those in need. The first reading tells that the virtuous share the blessings and difficulties as one family. The letter to the Hebrews highlights that only faith guarantees this saintly living. The Gospel passage broadens our eschatological outlook with imagery of the wedding feast, watchful householder, return of the Master, and faithful steward. All these show that openness to God and others at all times provides us with a heavenly reality, and faith helps us to experience it as members of God's kingdom. To conclude, through the theme Unfailing Treasures, we are invited to be responsible Christians. As stewards of God's blessings, we have the greater responsibility to welcome God and others in all situations and at all times. Only faith helps us to be fruitful and share the fruits of faith with everyone without reserve. Our unfailing treasure is true faith in God and openness to others. May these thoughts inspire us to be faithful stewards of God's household. And I thank you all for your patient listening.